And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to Quick Place Tarot. My name is Coy, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As I said, a quick announcements. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open, so either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set that up, okay? Virgo, what are we doing here? So ever since the Spring Awakening set of videos where I did a little switch up in style with the As Things Change formations, go check those out if interested. I have decided to move the one-to-one reads to the front of the month rather than the end of it. One-to-one is a style of reading that I do where it examines a relationship dynamic between person A and person B, the direct line between the two parties, right? And in saying that, there's two major caveats. The first, I hesitate to call them love readings because they're not always lovely, right? I don't always guarantee the abstract of romance and love. That's not what it's intentionally meant to do. It's meant to be very intimate, but not the guarantee of intimacy, right? The second is that it doesn't always have to be about love, Virgo, I promise. It could be about a friend, family, a coworker, somebody you just met. Just what's the real essence about what's going on between two parties right now. So as a preamble to the read, Virgo, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I gotta go through all 12 signs and their reads. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to create all these lies and everything. Let's just put our cards on the table. And good or bad, rain or sunshine, we talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me in your read today, Virgo. You're one-to-one. And let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here. Your person's going to be over there. Show us the cards that you see, please, for the Virgo Collective. What's going on in their reading? And for Virgo, this is what we see. On your side, Two of Wands. Okay, approaching with intentionality, we made a game plan. Okay, fire it up. Let's see what's going on their end. Knight of Swords. How do we move it into action? Okay. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like a level of hesitancy as if, you're playing chicken between one party and the other, but rather an idea was struck and they're saying, go for it. Right, so they're taking action. You're saying we got the game plan. Is this collaboration or is this antagonism? That's the only concern I have right now, because there's a lot of activation energy of let's get the ball moving here. What does that mean? So now that we have both parties on the board, let's examine fronts and backs. Backs being what's left behind, what's left to the wayside, left in the unsaid. Fronts being when we talk directly and speak with each other, what's being most communicated between both parties, right? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Virgo in their read in the fronts and backs of the one-to-one. For the cards we need to see, please, Virgo in this read. Okay. I'll hold off on this before I say what I think is going on. Two of Swords. Okay. So will this actually work? We'll see. Six of Cups. I still value your place in my life. I still value this dynamic. On their end, Queen of Wands, wanting to embrace what that actually means. And the Hangman. Oh, somebody was waiting in observation for you. Virgo, did you have a little crushy crush on somebody? I'm saying this because the Hangman as a card is not representative of self-injury or harm, but rather the notion that a person climbs to the top of the tree and then intentionally hangs upside down to invert their worldview in a 180-degree gaze, right? In saying that, okay, I'm holding off. I think I'm seeing some signs. I'm not picking up what you're putting down. Let me observe, right? They've been waiting for a while trying to understand. Here, I just want you here. I want you close. I really value you in my life. I don't know if you like me. Do you like me? Right? These are natural feelings, and so if nothing else, they said, "Yeah, Virgo, I like you. What's next?" Right? Not in a dismissive manner, but rather in the sense of, "No, I've been waiting on this. I just wasn't sure if you felt the same way. Now that we both have intentional action towards this, what does this mean for us? Not just individual parties wanting for each other." Okay, I like that. I like that. And show us individual positions for each party in this read. Then hit the table, can't take. Show us the cards we need to see, please. What's going on with each party in Virgo's read today? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so I'll save that comment for a bit. And on their end, Ten of Swords. Oh, okay. Make or break moment, I guess. So, let me back up. So there's a song that came to my mind. It's a song Tagalog, one of the languages of one side of my family that I'm still trying to learn as an adult, called Simpleng Tao by a group called Glock 9. Translated, it means simple man or simple dude. And it's a song about, I'm not a superhero. I'm not Spider-Man, Wolverine. Quite literally, they say that in the song. Sometimes I feel like my pockets are as empty and as hungry as I am, but I want to present my best to you, and I think that there's a lot that we can build together if you're interested in me, right? And that's the vibe I'm getting over here with you, Virgo, is that you want to build a lot more with this person, right? That Queen of Pentacles is saying, no, if I actually put my foot down and said, this is where I want to go with this, not just the fluffy feelings, but the work that's necessary to maintain it. Here's what I envision on their end. The Ten of Swords, I think that the feelings are there. There is the almost biting conclusions of, is this going to last? Right? For some odd reason, that is a primary element of where they stand right now. Both parties said they like each other, cool, and that's great for what it's worth. You're saying let's build. They're saying, is it going to last no matter how much that we build? So I don't know what's going on in that dynamic, Virgo, between you and your person. But for somebody who's waited so long, they still have so many questions about, is it something worthy of us to invest into, or will it just hurt us both in the end? So that is what should be more a conversation between you two, not necessarily the feelings. We've gone through that part. We made that leap and both parties feel the same. Now let's have the tougher conversation, not just of the life that we fantasize and envision, but about some raw logistics about how do we make this work? Because if we can't convince this person, Virgo, it seems like no matter what they feel, they're not going to budge. On the underneath, the Tower. Sudden crashing realizations make things fall apart. Okay, yeah. There is a sharp notion of, is this even tangible or feasible for us to do? And I think, Virgo, once we got past the nervousness of feelings, now this is the bigger conversation that was actually waiting. Not if you like me, guess what they do? You like them, I like you, cool. That's already been superseded. The bigger part now with that Tower is, okay, if we build this up, will it fall apart like the wooden building blocks tower? I can't even think of the name of it right now. I'm sorry. That game where you take one piece out until it all comes crashing down, right? We built it up so much and then it just crashed down anyways. Why then would we invest? The tower, there are some things that are outside of our control, but it doesn't mean we fear it. It means we understand it. If it's not meant to be, it will be cleared out. That is ultimately the purpose of the tower. It's actually designed in our favor because it takes things that are not meant for us and says, hey, it's gone, right? Ultimately, that's the purpose of it. Here, this person has a legitimate reason for whatever justification they have to worry about it. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't want this to be the only principle of your relationship dynamic building block with them, because that can go south very quickly. Don't operate from fear. Operate from the power of creation and love. That's how it works. Next. Now that we have two parties on the board, both looking at each other, 1, 2, 1. Let's ask what's going on in between. 1, 2, 1. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. What is shared between Virgo and the person, and the bridging gap between the two and their read. Okay, down the middle, here's what we see. The sun. Both parties want this with each other, Virgo. The feeling is absolutely on point. Do not have a shadow of a doubt about this. Both of you really do want each other in each other's lives. Lovers. Called it. Card Gemini. I know I called it. No, both people want a lot more. First, again, there was so much nervousness about, do you like me back? Like when kids write those little notes and pass it to each other in school. Is this something that, I don't know, right? But now the bigger picture, what does a journey of a life mean together? Which is ultimately what the Lovers is. That's also a card that I had to give a caveat to because people get so trapped in, oh, the beauty of intimacy or whatever. But intimacy means exposing all of me so that we can expose what life means with each other. It means the journey of life, not just I like you, you like me. That's more like Two of Cups. Next, King of Wands. We're going to do the best with what we got, no matter the odds. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Both of you have a fear that it may not work out or that you may get left behind. Both parties do. We need to vocalize our fears, not just the overflow of feelings. And the King of Pentacles. We know how to make a good investment. Okay. So, as I was saying earlier, Virgo, the feelings totally on point. You need to be vulnerable and discuss your fears. Have an open mind between you and this person. Don't try to shut them out. Actually sit with the uncomfortableness of the fears and the anxieties right now of, can this actually work? That way we could have more fruitful conversations about how to make a strategy for it. Underneath it all, the Hangman. Here in a different position, the Hangman is saying, okay, will the tower even happen? Am I observing too hard and therefore making it an inevitability? You won't know until you get there, Virgo, you or this person. But don't run from fear here, because if you do, you're almost inviting that to happen. Last, as we move towards resolution, for us to find the major arcana straight across the table in this read, we will first look at the Hangman for Virgo's person. Why was the Hangman the thing left in the unsaid? What were they waiting so long for to happen? Show us the cards we need to see, please. To find that in this read. Hangman. Star, the card of Aquarius. Yeah. This person's been waiting on you a while. They've been waiting for a while. The reason I say that, the star represents, hope. If the entire sea of darkness exists in the sky, then the stars will light my path. right? In that way, the star represents hope. It represents that drive that even if there's a small chance, there's still a chance, and therefore I will go for it. Putting that on the hangman, they've been hoping for this for so long, and now that it's here, is it even a possibility? It's like we both waited and waited, and there are things that came up. We're still waiting. We still held out hope. We never said it to each other. Still held out hope. And now that it's here, I don't know if it can actually happen. Okay. To the sun, 4 cups. Beyond all of our pain, this can be cleared out. The sun can make that evaporate, right? In the best ways possible. To the lovers. You guys, to the lovers. Page of Pentacles. Can we at least try? Even if it doesn't work out 100% successfully, even if it breaks apart, don't you want to at least see what life is like with me? In resolution, 3 of Swords, the notion of heartbreak. 2 of Pentacles, trying to make things balance. Underneath it all, Hermit, the card of Virgo. You. What is our decision and how are we going to make it? Here's what I see on your read today, Virgo. It doesn't mean it's unsuccessful if it doesn't work out. But what I can guarantee with 100% certainty is that if you don't try, that is already a failure. We have the reality that 2 people waited very long for each other. They finally, spoke on open and engaging terms about, what something deeper would mean between each other. And there is a looming fear of, and the dynamic depends on the person and circumstance, again, to each their own. But there's a looming fear on your person's behalf, Virgo, that no matter what happens, I've waited so long for this, and now I feel like it's something that I can't have for any number of reasons that could be coming up, whether that be, living or material world circumstances, or somebody is moving away. There's so many variables that could happen, but don't run away from the fear, right? Both of you are saying, in spite of the potential of pain and heartbreak, I'm still willing to give it a shot. I hope you are too. That's what I see in your read today, Virgo. Hope this conversation helped. And yeah, try. The best we can do is try. And even if it doesn't work out, we can at least say it was worth it because I tried. I wanted to see what life was like with you, and you wanted to see what that meant with me. And maybe that's enough. See you around, okay? Take care.